All right, hey everybody. This is Tame Storm, and welcome to another episode of my podcast. Today is September 21st. It's 1:48 in the morning, and I'm gonna start off by saying I know I dropped the ball, and I do really apologize. I know my podcast is supposed to be out every week on Tuesday, and it's already Wednesday. I'm only week 3 in, and I'm already a day late. I apologize. I wasn't feeling too great for the last couple of days, and I really wanted to come on and record it, but I didn't want to like suck or bum everybody out or just like be fucking negative about it, cause I'm I want to do this every week, and I don't want to come on and be a fucking dick and be negative and not be cool just because I'm going through something, you know. So a part of me thought, don't even do it this week, just skip a week. Who cares? But then I thought, like, I care. I'm sure somebody else cares, but I know I care. And if I care, then that's enough for me to come back and do it. So I did skip a day. I'm sorry about that. Uh, but I'm here now. All right. And it was a weird week last week, but it wasn't that great for me. I'm not gonna lie. It was not that great. It was rough. It was a rough week, but I'm working past it. How was you guys' week? What did you do? Did you do that thing you always said you were gonna do, but you never actually did? Did did you buy a car or a home? Did you move? You hang out with friends? What did you do? Did you ask out that girl or guy? You could be a girl listening, or you could be a guy who's into guys. I don't judge. I don't judge. Did you make that move you always talked about doing, and it came out really awkward, but they thought it was kind of funny, so they just went with it anyway? I've done that. Every move I do is like that. Everything I do is like really awkward, but it usually goes over well. But yeah, if you haven't done it yet, what's holding you back? Why not just do it? Why not just do it? Be chill about. Don't be creepy. You know, if you are a little creepy, tone it down. Make progress in your life. Always try to make some progress. That's a that's a cheesy thing to say right now from a guy who is a day late on his podcast, but I really do mean that. Always try to make progress and always just keep hope alive for yourself and for everybody else around you. Just try. All right. So that's enough of that. I don't want to keep sounding like some Saturday morning special or Captain Planet type thing. All right. I'm gonna talk about some stuff now. All right. So first thing I want to talk about is a Tekken 7 patch. I think it came out. Yeah, a new Tekken 7 patch came out, version D. The Tekken 7 patches are a really big deal to me because, like, from as far as I've known, I've heard Rip say it too, from a Level Up series, Rip, that Tekken never really got patches before. For the arcade versions, at least, I've never seen Tekken get a patch, like balance change wise. And this is like the fourth patch, I think, for Fated Retributions at least. And this patch added Master Raven, who is now a woman, and she looks awesome. All right, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, she came out September 15th. While I'm off, it came out 6 days ago. I saw it today on a website called Avoiding the Puddle. I'll put a link in the description for the website. There's a lot of Tekken news, and it's like the main place I go to get Tekken frame data and just tons of character tutorials. There's art on there. There's a forum page. All types of stuff. That's what I'm gonna try to make sure that if I'm ever talking about a game or any information about a game, I'll put a link in the description for that game, for like a good site for information for that game, because I know it's really hard to find information for games when people around you aren't as interested in it, or even if they are, just to find information about it anyway. So I'm gonna put a link for that site, and again, it's Avoiding the Puddle, and there will definitely be a link in the description going towards the balance changes. And while you're on there, check out the site. It's a nice site. But there were some really weird changes. Like, I know backdash speed for all the characters in the game is universal now, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, back walking speed for all the characters, and back dashes. I think back dash distance, maybe speed. I'm not sure, but back walk speed is all universal now. That's really weird, you know. And back dashes too. I used to play Lily because now I learned Lily because I wanted to teach my girlfriend at the time how to play Lily, and that's when she was like really, she was big into Tekken, but she was a scrub. So I went to teach her how to play Lily, and I didn't know how to play Lily, and I sucked at Tekken, and I learned that Lily had like the best dashes in Tekken, like the best side steps, and she had really good like just she was really good at avoiding attacks. Correct if I'm wrong, sorry about this. I'm not like the best Tekken player ever, but that was a really big thing I learned about Lily, and that was one of the things that when I found out, she was really interested in Lily because of that. Like she always loved Lily's design and all that, but she really liked Lily's movement. And then once I told her that and I figured that out, she was like, "Oh, that's dope." But with now it all being universal, not for side steps, but for back dashes and walk speeds, for back walk speeds, that's weird. Cause I know dashing in Tekken overall was nerfed, like wave dash and all that stuff. Like it's harder, the movement's a lot more constricted from what I heard a long time ago. So once you're in, it's harder to get out. And that's one thing I actually hated about Tag 2. People would just, who were better than me at the game, of course, would just back dash out, Korean wave dash out, and I couldn't close the gap as well, and I couldn't move out as well. So movement was really important, as it is in most fighting games. And just move the mic around. Hope that sounds better. And you know, now that's kind of universal. And backdashing and wave dashing was already weaker. Once you're in now in Tekken 7 in Fated Retribution, once you're in, you're fighting. You know, it's really hard to get out. So without taking a poke or two at least, you know. So now with it being like this, I'm not sure how it's gonna work for the game, and I'm not sure if the backwalk speed is faster or slower. You know. Oh, and Lily also got a nerf, which I thought was pretty big. Her crouch dash quarter circle forward move no longer allows you to do certain moves out of it by canceling it with a jump. Now I don't know what that really looks like for Lily, but you know, if it's going out the game, I'm sure it's for a good reason. I know right now the top tiers like Steve and Harang, but there's a lot of changes in here for Steve, Harang, Bob, Akuma. Kazumi's pretty high tier too. There's changes for her. Uh, who else? Lucky Chloe has a pretty big amount of changes too. Alicia, that's best girl. That's my main. I love Alicia. Like I love that character. Lily has some changes. There's a lot of changes in here. Might be for the entire cast actually. If I'm naming individual characters, but there's changes for everyone in the game, then I'm just a fool for that one. But a lot of changes for all characters, so definitely check it out if you're interested in Tekken. If you're new to Tekken but you've never really tried it before, or you know, you can pick up Tag 2 and learn how to play Tekken, and a lot of it will transfer over to Tekken 7. You can play Revolution if you want, just have fun, you know. But definitely check out Avoiding the Puddles article for all the changes and all that kind of stuff. It's some good stuff in Tekken. Tekken's fun, all right. Tekken's really fun. But if you learn it and that guy who you're playing is just like it's just like a button masher, you can body that guy. I swear to God. I know right now it seems like you hate when people just mash, and that might be because you're just a scrub, you know. But once you actually learn the game, you can body people in Tekken who suck. So yeah. So that's Tekken 7. Master Raven, the new character. So she is. I might put her as the picture for this video. Actually, she looks so freaking awesome. One thing I noticed about Tekken, I've talked about this for like a while now, but not on here yet. Is I don't think I talked about it on here. I don't really remember. But all the black male characters from Tekken are gone. Like there was Raven, and now he's Master Raven, who's a black woman. There was Marduk, and now he's Gigas. So he's like a giant monster type looking thing, but you can't really see any of his skin. Similar to Potemkin from Guilty Gear. He's a black guy, but now he's like a robot, you know? He's still him, but you can't see any of him. He looked racist before Potemkin, but you know, whatever. But who else? Oh, Bruce is now Josie, you know? And Eddie's not in the game, it's just Christy. I think no, I don't think Christie's even in the game. There's no capo characters. But if we're gonna get one, we're not gonna get Eddie. Like I don't, nobody likes Eddie. And to be honest, I don't know why, but I've never played any black male characters in Tekken. Like I always hated Bruce because I hated the way he dressed with the little wife beaters or the I always say wife beaters, white beaters. Is it wife or white? I'm sure it's not wife. It has to be white beater. My entire life I've said white. I never really heard it aloud until just now. That sucks. But I used to wear beaters and tank tops and all that stuff. Raven was cool, but he just looked kind of like whatever to me. He looked kind of like Wesley Snipes in Blade. Marduk I never really liked, but I still don't like Gigas. But I actually do like Josie, and Master Raven looks awesome. So maybe they were onto something by taking out all the black male characters and giving us like female characters instead of who are black, or I don't know what Josie is, but she's not white. So I don't know. Maybe they're onto something, and I don't like saying that, but they look cool as shit and they look fun. So it looks like a great game. And man, I was just playing KOF 14. And I was playing online, and I was going against a guy, and he had something on point. I don't really know. And he had Daimon second and Geese anchor. And I think Geese is pretty good, but Daimon second, dude, he'll just grab you with one grab, right? Like I'll play Nakaruru, and I'll mess up doing a slide, and I won't be plus. I'll be like -1, -2, maybe more. Who knows? And he'll just grab you because grapplers can just do that. They can just grab you if you're -1. And most characters, when they're -1, don't have an attack that pushes them right in front of your face. But Nakaruru does, and that's a problem with her. And so she'll get grabbed, and then he'll just, he'll use 4 bars and take out 70 damn percent. And he'll do that. King of Dinosaurs will do that. Vice, she doesn't combo off the grab, but she'll do the grab, her command grab, and then she'll just get fucking momentum off of it. And it's a little frustrating against Daimon. It's frustrating. Maxima has it too, but against Daimon it was really frustrating. He seems like a pretty good pick against Nakaruru and characters like that. Like against Mature, because I had Mature second because I was trying that out. I don't think she's a very good battery character, but I was just trying it out. And let's say I did a EXDP with her on block. Alright, now you're safe, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know how safe. But you have to make a choice after that. You can block, you can do another one, you can do buttons, So let's say you block, right? He can grab. Let's say you do another one and he backdashes out. Cause on whiff that thing has recovery. Then he'll just grab you and throw you and use 4 bars. And I was just saying everybody can try to punish that. But not everybody punish is very big for it inherently. Like Love Heart does crouching and heavy punch and does swords and does super. Grapplers will do grab into super if they have it. Daimon's one of those characters. And it's a little annoying, but Nakaruru's good, so I'm not gonna complain about it. I know there's a patch coming out for that game in October. I hope they don't fucking destroy her, because she's really good, right? But people are starting to see it more and more, how good K-Dash and Athena are. And Benimaru's pretty good too, and Terry is ridiculous, and Robert. But K-Dash and Athena are like fucking, they're just ridiculous. Or Geese. Geese is sick. I don't know if Geese needs nerfs or, well, he needs his glitch changed. If Geese does I think it's level 2 counter super, and if it gets activated on frame 1, if you hit the level 2 counter super, it activates without actually taking out any of Geese's meter. And it's insane. I only know that because I go on Twitter a lot, and I see a lot of stuff on Twitter. You know what? This is a weird segue, but doing this podcast actually makes me feel way better. Like, I felt like not good, not like negative, but just not very good or up for like for a long time now, for weeks. But I've been trying, And this past week has been really rough, and it hasn't been. It's been a rough one. I listen to a podcast with Bill Burr, and he always says that, but it's been rough. And this podcast is doing this, making me actually feel like taking my mind off of it completely. I feel way better. Like, damn. I guess because I feel like I'm making progress with my life, or I said progress, like a pierogi. I feel like I'm doing something. I don't know. I feel good. I feel much better now, huh? I read an article from Michelangelo talking about Injustice 2, and he's an MK player, another realm player, and I just hope it's good. I liked Injustice 1, but it was busted, man. Like the NetherRealm scene needed to ban Batgirl. Okay, they needed to ban Batgirl. Martian Manhunter needed nerfs. Superman needed nerfs way earlier than he got them. Flash. No, if I'm wrong about this, I'm wrong. Okay, but Flash was insane. But Batgirl was broken, and she was always broken, and she was like game breaking, broken, like glitches that you couldn't avoid. A 49% combo into a 51% unreactable 50-50. From what I heard and from what I've seen, it was unreactable. I didn't play it enough at that time, but come on, like it's ridiculous, and people don't seem to ban characters in games anymore. Like I know the Marvel scene always wanted to ban Zero back then, and then Morgan ended up being like a huge problem too. And Wolverine's always been a problem, and Magneto, but people have always hated Zero and hated Virgil, and they wanted to ban him. And I don't think those characters should have been banned because they could manipulate things and they were cheap, right? And they might have been way too good. See, back then I heard characters used to get banned because they were just unstoppable. If you picked that character, you would always win. And that could have been due to lack of information or because the character was, and I have seen it, just that good. I've seen it in games, you know? So, but with the idea of patches and whatnot, like, was Zero or is Zero unavoidably godlike? And the answer is no, right? But Batgirl in Injustice, yes, because she had that untechable, unblockable Bola glitch, I think it was called, that would activate after the round was over, like the next round, and then it would just be untechable, unblockable, and you would just get opened up and you would just get hit. And it was like, that's ridiculous. That's game breaking. That's a glitch. That needs to be patched out or she needs to be banned until such a thing comes to pass. And she wasn't. And I know that the NetherRealm scene, for Mortal Kombat 9 and 10 and Injustice, for Injustice back then, it was fairly new. But I always thought if I joined that scene, I'm banning shit. Like, I'm not dealing with that kind of stuff. Because, not that I have the power to just ban something, but I'm going to lobby for it to be banned. Because stuff like that was ridiculous. And it was just, oh man. But I guess like for Street Fighter 4, was there anything like that? And there was a ton of glitches in Street Fighter 4 that people don't talk about. Like, Street Fighter 5 is out, and everybody's like, it's super constricted, and it's ass, and it's slow, and all people do is bust out. And DPs are. Street Fighter's main problem is that DPs have and continue to be too good. In Street Fighter Third Strike, they weren't too good. They were just good, you know? Busting out wasn't like priority number one. But in just about every other Street Fighter game that I've seen, I'm not counting like EX. I didn't really watch EX that much, but like 4 and 5 and 2 had it pretty well too. But 2 that's a whole different. There's so many different games. I can't really distinguish Hyper Fighting and Turbo and Super and HD remakes. But for 4 and 5, I'll talk about those because those have been out, and that's been the going theme for like the past 7 years. DPs are too good, and it's like, how do you make DPs not good? And in games like Blaze Blue, you do a DP, it gets blocked, you pretty much die. You don't die, but you pretty much die. Guilty Gear, Soul does a DP, you blow him up. So Street Fighter V added crush counters, and you would think crush counters would be like the best thing ever, but they're not. Like, okay, I play Laura, so Ryu does DP, or Karen does DP. You can do like a jump heavy punch into a heavy punch into elbow follow up, or you could just do heavy punch, fireball. Like that's the main go to when you do heavy punch, mid fireball, heavy punch, elbow follow up. That does pretty good damage, right? But I'm pretty sure it takes like 4 of those to kill. It doesn't do that much. It does like 300 something damage maybe. I should have went to the lab and tested this out actually, but I'm pretty sure it does like 300 something damage. So it's like, it still takes 3 of those to kill. So he gets 3 DPs. Like after that, he can just do reversal again. You do another one, and then he can do it again. And it's like, at what point does it stop being a viable option? And at what point does he just die for doing it? And it's like, well, once he does it about 3 times, it's like, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I always thought if you do a DP, you should lose like 60%, or at least half your health, 50%. Not always, okay, but in general, you should lose around 50%, and then the next one you should lose, because what you're doing is a momentum shifter. It has a knockdown in Street Fighter. It shifts momentum. It's invincible. It's like 5 frames at the slowest, you know, and it's godlike. And like, you got like Cammy, and she does it. She gets blown up for it, but she can do it again, and they do it again. You watch Pungo or Kaznoko play at freaking Japan Cup, they do it again. I think the number of DPs Pungo did in the grand final set, how high was it? It was a lot. I heard. I think it was like 23. I know there's an article on it on Event Hubs or something. Give me 1 second. 23. He did 23 uppercuts during the grand final set. That's a lot. You know, Cammy only has 900 health. At what point does doing DP become idiotic because the risk versus the reward, the reward I always thought should be low and the risk should be extremely high, but the reward should mainly just be momentum shift, but not to where not really a momentum shift then, just neutral. Like, it can be in your favor or it can just be even. But to get, let's say, 190 damage, a knockdown, positioning, and have it be 3 frames and fully involved, or 4 frames and fully involved, is ridiculous to me. I don't think Cammy's is 4 frames though. I think Cammy's is slightly slower maybe. But it's still really good, you know? Actually, I have a frame data app right here, so I'm gonna look it up when I'm still talking. But I just thought that was kind of stupid. Like, I like games like where they're extremely punishable. Oh wow, I just went on VFrames app. I actually use the Fat app, and I guess VFrames is saying they're not gonna continue updating it anymore. That sucks. Like, I don't really use it like that, but at first everybody was on VFrames, I downloaded the Fat app like not too long ago. Oh man, yeah, Canon spec is 5 frames. That's kind of sad in the news to hear. Like, they're just like, on VFrames, try this other app because they're not supporting their own app anymore. I guess that sucks, Oh, I didn't donate to Minus's app. Now I'm thinking, what if I go on fucking Gunframe and it's like, sorry, there wasn't enough support. But he's actually, he's really good about doing this. I'm still gonna donate. I'm donating today. I fucking forgot to do it last week. I was sad. I was tripping, being a little bit of a bitch. But yeah. So that's all. Like, DPs are just too good in Street Fighter. Alright, in King of Fighters, right? DPs, they don't do a lot of damage. I think you have to hit like 9 DPs to take out the character's health. Like 8 or 9 DPs, right? And on block, you blow them up. Like, he hits it, he gets something. He's not even that fucking plus. Like, I don't think he is really that plus, because you can just back roll and then it's back to neutral. So you're really not that advantageous off of it. And if you block it, you can kill pretty much with 2 bars. You can do a set like 70%. So the risk versus the reward is heavily shifted towards risk, because you're changing everything that's happening. I just gave like a 7-minute spiel about DPs. What is Capcom going to listen to this and be like, he's right, we need to nerf DPs? Like, no, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry for just doing that, but you know what? People don't think about it like that, and not that I'm saying that I'm right. That's just my opinion on it. If there's a counter argument, you can let me know. You can tell me in the comments or whatever. Shoot me an email. I'll read it. I'll listen. I don't care. I'm not that busy. I work and I sleep, and that's pretty much it. I gotta start working out. What's today? Wednesday, November 21st, 2016. I need to work out 3 days this week minimum. If I don't, I'm gonna talk about next week podcast and say, hey, guess what? I failed, and that would really bum me out. So I'm gonna try to hold myself to it. Check in and like make sure I just do it. That's what I'm gonna try to do. And you know what? I might talk about that because I'm trying to have a regimen. NEC's coming up in like December, and I want to be in a certain type of shape to feel better around that time because I haven't been to a major since I went to Combo Breaker and I went to NEC and I placed at both. Okay, but it was Unia, but I placed at both, and so basically I've been to two majors within the last year, and NEC will be the next one I've gone to. So I really want to try to. I don't know. Like, I've been kind of lazy off and on, so I want to try to take better care of myself and start working out more. I want to look and be physically healthier by the time NEC comes around. So I'm probably gonna I might do little updates on here about how I'm doing health wise. If you guys don't want that, because I know a lot of people talk about that, like their health regimen or their diet or whatever. If you guys don't want to hear any of that shit, just let me know. I won't talk about it, all right? Because I don't want to be lame and be like, so today I had 2 cups of yogurt and I did 48 push-ups in 10 minutes. I don't want to be that kind of guy and be lame. So, you know, all right. I've been watching JoJo's. I just caught up on JoJo's to the newest episode that I saw was out, and man, it was it was cool. Like for the whole season so far for Diamond is Unbreakable. Sorry, not for the whole season. For the series so far, it's been kind of lighthearted slash like a little dark. There's been murders and stuff, but at the end of the day, like Ogeyasu and Josuke seem to just chill and hang out or make some jokes or smile in the end, and they don't really like I don't want to spoil anything. They're not like murdering a bunch of people. They're not really murdering people. But then, dude, like this last couple episodes was like intense. Like, oh man, I really like Kira. Like, I'm not really a fan of his character or his personality, but he looks like David Bowie, and his stand is Killer Queen. Like, I love Queen, and I caught on to Queen like probably 3 years ago, which I know that's late as shit. I've heard them before, but I didn't know some of their songs were their songs. I started listening to them like a lot, like probably 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and I'm like, holy shit, I love Queen. Oh man, Flick of the Wrist, Don't Stop Me Now, Under Pressure with David Bowie. That song is so fucking cool. Prophet song, dude. That song is long, and when I first heard that song, I thought maybe I just don't like this song that much. And then the part where like they're all just doing like a solo acapella type thing, and it all like melds all their voices together in Prophet song is amazing. Like I almost cried when I first heard that. And David Bowie, I started listening to him this year actually, which is late as hell because I started listening to him after he died. I didn't jump on him after he died. I didn't know he even died. I was listening to him, and like a month afterwards, I was like, oh man. And I was listening to an interview of him, and then I was like, I wonder like what's like the newest interview of him, and I was like, oh, he's dead. That sucks. But Life on Mars is the first song I really like listened to from him like that. And I first played it, and I was going to work, and I'm like, I don't really know. But then I looked at the video, and I was like, I don't really like this. And then I I went underground. I had no service left, so the only thing that will work is that video. So I played it again, and I was like, I don't really like it. And I played it again, and I was like, holy shit, I think I love this. And I don't know what happened. Something just happened, and like the look with the suit and the hair and the makeup, and I started looking up. He has so many albums and so many songs. And I'm a really big fan of a lot of his stuff. And I was like, holy shit, I didn't see that coming. But yeah, I really like Kira because I mean his stand Killer Queen shot out sheer heart attack from his hand, and it's like this indestructible tank type thing that just explodes, and it's like holy shit, sheer heart attack. Like one thing I always liked about JoJo's is all the musical references, and once I see a stand and a stand user, it's like towards a certain reference, like Steely Dan back in part 3, back when he his stand used to go into people's ears and like amplify pain, and he used it on Joseph, and that was cool as shit. I looked up some Steely Dan stuff, or Nena. Like I looked up Nena's song, which is that song always sounded really cool. I heard the song like a bunch of times before, and the actual meaning of it is fucking sad. Like it's about some like the song sounds awesome. I might put that song in the description too. I just really like that. I like that song. I don't like it more than Queen or David Bowie, but it's just like it's weird, you know, like and it sounds cool. I think it's in German and it's about two kids get some balloons and they let the balloons go up into the air and then these planes from a different country see the balloons and they see it as a declaration of war. I think the balloons invade their airspace and then the so there's like a war between the two countries between where the kids let the balloons go at and the country that saw it as a declaration of war, and then the kids' homes and their country basically ends up being destroyed just because these kids let some balloons go. And like it's just like it was at a time where there was like a lot of tension between U.S. and Russia and every country. People were just on people still are on edge. Our country still are on edge. So it's like war can be like the fact that genocide can happen on a scale like that, or war can happen on a scale like that for something so little, and for a song that song is so awesome, but it's talking about such like a serious topic, and I'm like, wow, man, I fucking love me some JoJo's. Also, Koichi Stand Echoes. I loved Pink Floyd Echoes way before I even saw JoJo's. I liked that song, Pink Floyd Echoes, and I've been listening to that song nonstop for the past 3 days, and because like I saw the news episode, I was like, holy shit, Koichi just used echoes. That's cool as hell. And yeah, I know I might sound kind of like nerdy or whatever. I've never really been a big anime guy, but I do like good anime. I feel like a dick saying that, like some type of elitist. Like I like Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, JoJo's, uh, Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, JoJo's. There's a lot more than that. Why can't I think of them right now? Do I like anime? Like I don't love anime, but I like anime. Oh, I fucking used to love Big O, man. Dragon Ball Z, but when you go back and watch Dragon Ball Z, it doesn't really hold up. Astro Boy, I used to like reading Astro Boy more than watching it. I watched Young Blackjack. I loved reading Blackjack. Like that was when like it was freaking eye opening for me reading Blackjack. But those medical novels are awesome. But damn it, there has to be more anime than that I like. Like I like anime, right? Check out my pictures. There has to be something in here that I like. That's JoJo's, okay. Fighting game stuff. Uh, King of the Hill. That's not an anime. Oh, Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho's awesome. I never actually finished the Demon Tournament though. Like it always got really long, and I used to watch it back on Toonami back then. And like you missed one episode, and you were like stuck in like a really odd spot. So I didn't like finish it because of that. I really gotta go finish that. Uh oh, Spirited Away, which I know it's like a movie, but I really like Spirited Away too. Huh? I don't guess I don't really like anime that much. I always talked about like I'm not really just like a fan of anime that much. But I like shows. So if there's any anime somebody can actually recommend me so I can catch up on. Like I watched Dead Man Wonderland. It was okay, but the main character was such like a clueless guy, like an idiot kind of. I just couldn't really get into it that much because of that. But I finished it. I watched Desert Punk, and oh, Gungrave, dude, Gungrave first half, like the whole mobster half, was fucking amazing. It's like some of like the best writing I've ever seen for an anime. Like, I mean, I haven't watched a lot of anime as you can tell, but it was awesome. Desert Punk, how it ended, always pissed me off. I'm not gonna talk about it. It just always pissed me off. It was just like, who are they doing this for? If there's any anime or stuff somebody can recommend me, you know, let me know. Email me or leave it in the comments because I could actually use some more anime now that I think about it, or just good TV shows, you know. But that's gonna I'm gonna watch Ghost in the Shell. That's what I was gonna do. I'm probably gonna for like the next week or so watch a bunch of Ghost in the show. Is it Ghost in the show or Ghost in a show? I think it's Ghost in the show. And this is other anime, like this skater type, rollerblade type anime. And I know it never got finished, but from what I was told, but I'm gonna check that one out too, cause I wanna just see what that's all about. And is that all I have to talk about this week? I'm playing King of Fighters a lot. Not like a lot, but I'm playing it, and I don't know, man. I hope they just don't. Like a balance patch is supposed to come out in a balance patch is supposed to come out in October, and I really hope it's good, but I don't want them to fuck up what the game is. Like they're taking out fuzzy guards, which I like to a certain point, because Leona's fuzzy guard game is ridiculous. Like you think it's not a big deal until you play a good Leona or Geese. Geese's fuzzy guards are sick. Like his resets or Luong's. I was actually about to just learn Luong. I was practicing it earlier today. And I was doing all this fuzzy guard reset stuff, and I was like, damn, this is cheap. And I can use it for like a month until the patch comes out. But once that patch comes out, well, hers really fuzzy. Yeah, hers are fuzzies. Once that patch comes out, I don't really know. Like it's how is that gonna affect Leona on the tier list? Or I thought about that before. Like Leona's gonna go down a lot. Her neutral's still okay though. Her Maximo stuff is still great. Geese, he'll still probably be where he's at. He's still pretty cheap. He's pretty good. But Luong, I don't really know. Like she's supposed to be like Yamazaki, but well, her super not scaling for real. It's pretty damn big because she can do strong combos. Like for 2 bars, I was just doing a 506 damage combo for 2 bars, which I didn't even look at her move list. I just did a combo and just hurt that much, and it's mid screen and corners. So she has damage because she doesn't really need all the greasy reset stuff. I don't know. I just hope it's a good update. I hope it's a fair update. Like don't just nerf Nakaruru. Because you're gonna nerf some stuff about her. Also, like improve some things about her. Like Mature needs nerfs, but Mature needs combos. Mature does not have real combos. You do like jab into stand D, into core circle back EX Rekkas into like a reset. That's it. That's her combos. You can do Rekkas into super. You can do core circle back thing, light kick into super. You can do buttons into super. That's it. That's her combos. Like she was never really a combo heavy character, but right now her combos are trash, and people don't talk about that kind of stuff as much. And if they just nerf her to shit with like all her bust out and like ridiculousness and her glitches, but don't actually give her combos to compete, then what is she? Like Nakaru's combo game isn't impressive. It is if like you get like a stand heavy down forward light into like the Maximo into like the same thing in the bird. But for real, like the most part she just does crouch light, crouch jab, slide into bird super. That's the main thing that she does, combo wise. So it's like don't beat her to death and then she can't compete. 'Cause that's all people want. And they want their characters to be better, but they don't want them to be able to compete. Because a lot of their characters can compete. They want them to be at the top. And I've always hated that. Like, your character's A tier or B plus tier, but usually A tier. And from what not usually, A tier characters. And you want them to be S plus tier. And you want the S plus tier to be B tier or C tier. And it's like, well, then you're not helping the game. You're making it worse. You're taking a A tier and making them S plus. And you want to take a S plus and make them unplayable. And then it's like, that's not going to help the community, I don't think, or the game's longevity. And I feel like they should listen to the community a bit, but also listen to a lot of top players and stuff. Oh my god, that Zarina glitch is insane, where she does like a combo reset into her backward Shoryuken EX kicks, and then just go flying to the corner. I saw it like a few weeks ago, but the next follow-up punish, like the next follow-up combo wasn't that big, but this one kills for like 3 bars. What you do is you do the reset. I think it crosses up into that. It might even be safe on block. They fly to the corner. then you max mode and you jump, and they splat against the corner. And then her combo after that just does not scale, and she just kills, and it kills for like 3 bars. And holy shit, am I gonna learn her to? I was gonna learn her anyway, but I wasn't in like a rush. I was thinking about learning Terry or K-Dash. 'Cause K-Dash is insane. You know, he's got like Terry. I always liked Terry, but I hated in 13 just his lack of things. His lack of in 13 was obvious. But I might just learn Zarina next because I don't have a real secondary character. Like I pick like Mian point or Mai point, and I pick Nakaru anchor. Sometimes Nakaru point or mature anchor. And for secondaries, I can play Love Heart. I don't really like Love Heart though, and I don't have any real secondary characters. Like Mian's secondary is not good. My secondary is okay, but she's really good point. She's good with meter too, but she's really good point because her rush down and zoning is hard to deal with. And her jump CD, her hop CD, jump CD, whatever. So for secondaries, I'm thinking like Zarina maybe. I know she's a good anchor too, but for 3 bars, if she can just kill like that with some slop and grease, slop and bop, then that's pretty good. Or Terry. I was thinking maybe Luong or K-Dash. Those are like the 4 I'm looking at right now. Oh, I play Miyu, Moi Moi. I know her. I think her name is Miyu, and I love her. But damn, is she limited? Like she can't combo Rekkas from lights without going in the max, and she has to still do a heavy, so she can't combo Rekkas from lights. And her damage without Rekkas is whack, and her options are whack, and she cannot zone, and it's just really weird. Like her special moves are just really weird. Her command grab's okay. Her EX one's pretty good because she can do a super off of it or a corner combo, but it's just okay. Her core circle forward punch isn't a bust out, and it rolls pretty far, but it's not that good. It's strong if you do like a light into it, or light light into it. Her core circle forward kicks is okay. I don't think they're even invul in max mode. And her core circle back punch is Rekka, and it's really bad on block, but you can do like the stance to move back from it. But if they just roll cancel on block from the Rekkas, if they just react and roll cancel, she's in recovery forever and she gets punished. And I don't know. I hope that they just fix some things about a lot of characters. I don't think she really needs buffs like that, just changes. Everybody just needs changes, but not everybody, but a lot of characters just need changes. Changes turn and face the strange. Changes. It's a little bit of David Bowie for you, but oh man, but I don't know. I'm gonna try to be positive for the upcoming week, and the main thing I'm trying to do this week is I'm 21 and I don't have a driver's license. Okay, so I had a driver's permit for 3 years. I always put off practicing driving a lot and getting my license. I took a test one time, failed it, and I just was bummed out for like a year after that. Right? Who gets bummed out for a year for failing a driver's test? I was also just afraid. I was also just afraid of driving. I didn't want to like crash and die and kill my girlfriend or kill myself. So, I never really practiced. But my permit actually expired August 31st of this year, and I realized that I had a permit for 3 years. Who the hell does that? Go get your license. And now I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, what's your problem? So I'm reading the permit book again, and I was supposed to take my permit test today on Tuesday. I didn't do that. I just didn't do it. It was early in the morning, and I thought, put out your podcast, right? And instead of doing that, I started drinking vodka and drinking ginger ale, just mixing it with the freaking vodka, and eating chocolate cake. And I'm like, dude, this is not very good. I just couldn't sleep. I was up all night, and I ended up drinking vodka so I could try to sleep. And I ended up going to sleep at 11 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, this can't be your life. You're 21. You work. You can't. This is like how patterns are formed, and I have problems. Everybody has problems, but I can't let these things become patterns. So I'm gonna keep you guys updated on how I'm doing, and you guys can keep me updated on how you're doing. Let me know, and we can just try to work on this shit work on ourselves because this is actually an important thing to do. I have to get my permit. All right, I have to get my permit. I have to get my license. And I was saving up for a car, and I actually have the money, saved up for a car. I haven't been going to events because of that and all that kind of stuff. And I have the money saved up for a car, but no license and no permit. So it's like your goal was to buy a car, but I didn't take the steps necessary to achieve the goal fully. So now I have to get my permit and get my license. And that's my next step. So by next week's time, I'll have my permit. I'll worked out 3 days by next week, maybe even 4, but the goal is 3. And that's my goal for the next upcoming week. And I should be able to get my permit this week, probably Friday, 'cause I get off of work early. And you know what? I want just to let you guys know that I do care about you. Somebody does care about you. And just don't give up. All right? Times can be tough. Times can suck. Everything can be difficult right now. I've had difficult shit going on, more than once in my life. And you gotta just keep working to improve it. And I know that people always say that, like, if you work hard, you can get out of it. I don't believe that that's always true, but I don't know, man. I don't believe that that's always true. But I do think that you can do a lot more by working on it than by giving up. Because even if you can't make everything great all the time, if you give up, you can't be content with that. You can't be content with just giving up and just settling for however bad it is. And while it may not be obtainable to be like a billionaire for you or like a multi-millionaire, you can be 100,000-aire. I don't think that you can't be a millionaire or a billionaire, but you can definitely be 100,000-aire. All right, that's doable for almost anyone. That's doable. It's doable, dude or chick, mamacita. It's doable. All right, you can get there. And if money's not the main thing, if it's just like finding a girlfriend, finding a boyfriend, coming to terms with your own problems in life, or whatever it is, you can work on it. All right, and it's better to try to work on it than just to fucking dick around and just be upset. You can be upset too. It's healthy to be upset or sad, but I think I can guarantee you'll feel better being happy. I've done it. I've been happy before. I'm not that not depressed. I don't think. Well, I was told I was depressed recently, like not too long ago, but I'll work through it. I think a bit, and things can be better and things can get better, and you are cared about. I do care about you guys, and next week this will be out by Tuesday. All right, next week's podcast. I'm not gonna fuck around and be late because oh man, that would really suck to be late again. I'm not gonna be late again. So I have more than one goal. Okay, get my permit, work out those amount of days, self-reflect a bit. Also, that's like a mini one. Mini one is to self-reflect on your own inadequacies and problems. That's a pretty big one. And this podcast will be out. Okay. And you guys should try to have a nice week. All right, just day to day. There's a joke I think it was by Jim Jeffries, and he said people always say I'm just taking it one day at a time. I think it was, you know what? Because I'm not sure if it was Jim Jeffries or not. Disregard that I said a name because it might have been somebody else. And they say, yeah, doesn't everyone take it day to day? Like, isn't that like the only option to live day to day? And I thought, no, it's not, because you can get blackout drunk or intoxicated or well, drunk is intoxicated, I think, or like just be high for a few days straight, and you can figure out like a week later that it's been a week. You can sleep for days straight. It's doable. I would not recommend it. It's a horrible thing to do. You're not a horrible person if you do it. It's just not good for you. So try to take it day to day. Try to make progress on mental goals. Hit the lab. You trying to play. You want to actually learn a character. Who you want to learn? You want to learn KO? Hit the lab. You don't have to hit it today. You could try to set a goal to hit it by Friday or hit it by Saturday. Play. Go into a site. Go into a forum. I always hated going into forums. Go into a forum. You want to work out? Start walking. If your neighborhood's shitty, like my neighborhood is shitty, and if you can't go walking outside, maybe if you can, if you feel safe enough and secure enough, and if you have the money for it, take a bus somewhere to a nicer neighborhood. Not too nice, because they'll get you. But no, if you're paranoid about that, I'm sorry. But take a bus ride to like a nicer place, like a park or something like that, like a good neighborhood. Go during a time where you're safe, during the daytime. Just take a walk, exercise. Try to feel good. Try to be more positive. Try, okay? Just try. You don't have to accomplish it all. Just try. Try. Remember, all right? P. Sherman, 42, Wallaby Way, in Sydney. Okay? You remember that? And you're good. Okay? So try to be safe. Have a nice week, guys. I'll check in on you guys next week. Be positive, and I gotta think of a way to end these better, I'm not really good at. I've never been good at hanging up phone. I've never not answered a phone call. Like from if I think it's actually like okay, like I've had my phone and somebody might call and I won't answer because like I'm asleep or something like that. But like, let's say like I've never hung up on somebody, no matter what was being said, or if I think it's ever an emergency, which is more often than not, I'll answer. And when I don't answer, I feel horrible. Like I have not answered before, and I feel so shitty. And I think that's a problem, like like to always feel as though something bad is happening. Because bad things do always happen around the world. But they don't always happen with just you, right? Like it can seem bad, but the good things can happen too. So I always think the most negative thing, and I'm working on that, like not being as dependent on negativity and trying to let myself know and let others around me know that I do care about them, and that I know that I can't always be there and I can't always fix it, and they can't always fix everything. So it's not healthy to form a dependency, but to understand that you can try to accomplish something without being afraid. And that was a little shtick and spiel by Tame Storm himself. Alright, so I'll check in on you guys next week. Be safe. I care about you guys, as I've said multiple times. It's getting a little creepy, I know, right? You're going to turn around, going to be right there. Not right there, right there. A little bit to the left. Yeah. That's my shadow. It's not your shadow. That's my shadow. I was thinking about Shadow the Hedgehog saying like that's my shadow, and it would be like a gay Shadow the Hedgehog, but it would be like in drag, and I don't know, like would his shadow be himself in drag, or would his shadow be another thing named Shadow, whether it be male or female in drag, or would he be in drag just like a self-reflection of himself? You know what? I need to stop. See what I'm talking about? I'm not good at just stopping. I'll check in on you guys next week. Be safe. That's it, I think. All right.